So let's dive in. So this is actually the part of your person that they show the world. So this is obviously air energy. Your person may be an air sign, but they don't have to be. They could be somebody who's great at communicating, or if not great, they do it a lot. They're probably good at it if they do it a lot, but maybe they are in a field where they have to communicate a lot. Maybe they just talk a lot. Whether they're careful about what they say or not, maybe they just tend to talk a lot, and maybe kind of fast, because the hummingbird moves really fast. Their wings flutter at incredible speeds, and what are they in search of all the time? They're in search of nectar. So I always think that's really important when looking at the hummingbird, especially if we're talking about a romantic relationship, because the hummingbird is always after that nectar, that sweetness, and chances are, if you're experiencing some kind of connection with this person, that's how they see you. Like, they're seeing you as that sweet nectar that kind of drives them. Like, hummingbirds will visit thousands of flowers every day just to find that little drop of nectar. So if you are having a connection, if this person is someone who has caught your eye or you have caught theirs, chances are they really are seeing your connection, your friendship, or whatever kind of relationship you've established. Chances are they're seeing that as something pretty sweet, or they wouldn't be pursuing it in any way. And if they haven't yet, when you do see, if you see movement from them, you're going to know how they're seeing you. They see you as something really sweet. I think that's really cute. That's really cute. The card behind here is actually the hidden parts of their personality. So we're going to dive into that a little bit later. I want to just look at kind of how you may view this person, because this is probably somebody that you see as very energetic. They might move around a lot. It might be difficult for them to sit still. They seem like they have endless energy. That's kind of the spirit of the hummingbird. Just, I don't want to say frantic, but in some cases, the person could appear a bit frantic. Really enthusiastic person, very positive. There's just so much energy. If you look at this card, there's so much energy coming off of the bird in the center. All of this bright white light is just all that energy that they're radiating. So this is somebody that you're not going to feel down and unhappy around this person. This is definitely like a burst of happy energy type of person. That's definitely what you feel, and probably what everybody feels around them. They're very, very smart. This is like a highly intelligent person. Hummingbirds are known for their intelligence, so likely this person is super smart. One aspect is hummingbirds actually fly solo, so they spend a lot of their lives alone. So that might be a part of this person's personality that, I mean, if you're pursuing a romantic relationship with them, that might not be something that you love about them, because they probably are quite independent, and that might have made you feel pushed away. But that's not, I don't think that's any reflection on you or how they feel about you. I think that is just kind of their nature, or at least the part of them that they present outwardly. So maybe they just want to appear self-sufficient. Maybe that's important in their family or in their line of work, to appear really self-sufficient. That could be the case, but that could potentially at times make you feel a little bit pushed away. So that's just something to keep in mind, that could just be part of their nature and nothing really for you to take too personally. Let's go ahead and flip this card and look into the aspects of their personality that they keep a little bit more hidden from you. Okay, the starfish. All right. So immediately when we see the starfish, we're seeing this 5-pointed creature. I think some starfishes have more than 5 arms, but for the most part they have 5 arms. So 5 is going to be a really important number to you and to kind of understanding this person. 5 represents a lot of change. So this could be somebody who's gone through a lot of big changes in their life, maybe more recently, or maybe their life has just been full of change, maybe a lot of ups and downs, which if we kind of connect that to the part of their personality that they're going to be more likely to lead with, that could explain why somebody likes to remain solo. A lot of times when people have to go through a lot of big changes, especially numerous times in their lives, they can tend to become really reliant on themselves and just want to do everything by themselves because they know they can depend on themselves. They know that they can be kind of steady just for themselves. Like what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that sometimes depending on other people will throw you into kind of a spiral of change that makes you feel really uncomfortable, and that can cause you to pull away and just kind of want to handle everything on your own and be a little bit more self-sufficient. So that could kind of play into it. And the starfish also has like a really kind of prickly and rough outer surface. So I feel like that ties into what we were saying before. And this is not even a part of themselves that they lead with. So this would be an inner part of themselves that they keep really protected. And they probably keep that inner part of themselves protected with a thick, spiny kind of shell and armor. So I'm really getting a lot of heart-focused energy when connecting to this person, because I'm imagining the heart being protected by this kind of spiny shell that the starfish has. And I think that's really because this is their inner self and it's guarded this way. I think that's super important. This isn't like an outer armor that they wear, like clothes outside their body. This is like a thick, protective wall around their heart. And I do think that heart energy is going to play a huge role in understanding this person, because the hummingbird's heart is super crucial. It beats so fast, like so much faster than we could ever imagine. So definitely heart energy coming from here, and then this protective kind of heart energy coming from here. Again, I think I forgot to mention, but we're dealing with water energy with the starfish, air energy with the hummingbird. So that could be an indication of their signs, or it could just be an indication of some kind of trait about them, how they act. So like I said, with this could have to do with a lot of communication or maybe intellect, this air energy, and this water energy deals with emotions. So again, we're playing into this heart kind of space, this emotional space, and it being sort of guarded and protected with this spiny kind of shell-like wall around the heart. Okay. Again, with starfish, we see a self-sufficiency, the same thing we saw with hummingbirds. So this person, that's strong for it to be both in their outer aspects and their inner, this idea of being self-sufficient. I wouldn't be surprised if this person is like a business owner, they work for themselves, or they do a job where they work independently. They might just do well, like if they're in school, they probably like just studying alone and hate when they have to do a group project, just absolutely despise having to put up with anybody else when they're trying to get a task done, which is a little bit at odds with their like happy, energetic personality. But it's probably when they go to get something done, when there's something they actually want to accomplish, they probably don't want to be around a lot of people. So this is more like a life of the party type of situation, and not like a super collaborative type of situation. So this person is definitely going to be high energy, super fun to be around if you're in a social setting, and a lot more guarded when it comes to personal matters, which could be frustrating because you see them out opening up and having fun, and then when you try to connect with them, you might feel like you hit a bit of a wall. I think that's this tender heart that's inside of this shell. I think it's a good sign, even if a person is guarded, when there is a tender heart, like when there's a good sign that there's a tender heart in there. It might be a little hard to get past that shell, but that tender heart is kind of priceless. So if that's an area you can get to, the payoff is phenomenal. Once you get past the layer of protection that they've set up. Okay. What else should we say about this before we dive in? I do want to point out like a major difference in energy, the amount of energy and the speed of energy between these two. The hummingbird moves very fast, wings fluttering 1,000,000 miles a minute, super fast, and the starfish moves very, very slow. So this is again like this kind of opposite ends of the spectrum with how they act on the surface versus how they feel inside and how they're likely to act in an emotional type relationship or connection. On the surface, they're moving fast, they're energetic, they're sociable, and inside, really slow and protective of their heart. Super protective and not going to want to jump into things until they're sure. Okay, that's really important to understand. So I'm also getting that this person is probably highly attractive. Hummingbirds are absolutely beautiful, a lot of times with like vibrant colors around the throat, sometimes all the way down the abdomen. In this picture it shows this vibrant color around the throat. I think there's like some ruby-throated hummingbirds or something. They're super vibrant, like jewel tones, beautiful, gorgeous birds. And starfish obviously have always caught our eye because of this amazing shape. Like if you're on a beach and you see a starfish, you're definitely drawn to it. It's so cool, you know, the shape, like, it's cool. I think we all know that. So this is somebody who definitely catches the eye of probably a lot of admirers. Super pretty or handsome person, depending on how you want to look at it. This is just an overall attractive person. Okay. All right, let's hop into some tarot and see what else we can figure out. I'm just really getting like a lot of, like on the topic of attraction, I'm just getting a sense that there's so much attraction between the two of you. And I can tell you're highly attracted to this person, which is always good. So we have the Five of Cups. Now let's pull a couple more cards. I'm already starting to pick up on something here that I think gives us a clue. Something we discussed earlier. Okay, Seven of Cups. Let's talk about these cards. Because already, okay, so Two Cups cards came out, and we already had some water energy. There's a lot of emotion here. So you are dealing with a highly emotional person, but not only that, there's a lot of emotion in your connection. And I know, like a little while ago, we discussed a person that maybe had to leave a lot behind, had a lot of changes when we were looking at the number 5 being significant with the starfish. Maybe a lot of changes that could have been abrupt happened in this person's life, and this Five of Cups energy is really speaking to that. of leaving something behind, and maybe having to do this numerous times. This number 5 seems to be kind of repetitive in this. And I think that was an emotional thing. It was kind of hard for this person. And I think what we're getting here is just a couple of clues as to why maybe we got this wall around the heart. Like, what caused it? And I think it was changes, abrupt changes that had an emotional impact. This could have been leaving a family member behind, or a family member leaving them. So I don't know if this is something that they left behind or they felt left behind. But that's really an emotional, it's kind of an emotional situation that I think could have caused a little bit of a wall around the heart. So that's something to keep in mind. And then with the 7 of Cups, I guess for some reason with this, although like we're looking at someone having a lot of choices here. He has a lot of different options. Maybe kind of unsure of which to pick. In this case, I am getting more of an uncertain vibe. Like, not sure which one of these cups he wants to choose. So maybe a little bit of confusion here. New emotions, a bit of confusion. Okay, let's start a little deeper and see. Yeah, because I'm getting the feeling that the choices that they feel like they need to make aren't easy. Like, sometimes the 7 of Cups can give you the kind of vibe of like this is so amazing, I have so many options, but I'm getting almost like a heavier feeling from it. Like the amount of choices that are present are not exactly, it's not exactly welcome. 4 of Cups. Oh my gosh. More Cups energy, and definitely somebody not feeling very content with what they have. So that might be something with these choices, like they felt like they made the wrong choice at some point and were unhappy. And this is a situation they walked away from. So we are most likely looking at a romantic connection. That's probably why you clicked on this. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this person probably had 2 cards falling out here, both major arcana. So some disappointing past relationship is really playing a major role in this person's ability to open up right now. So this isn't to say that they're not going to open up. This is just to help you get a little bit more understanding about why they may act the way that they do. So if you've had a little bit of a hard time connecting with this person, or you feel like they pull away, like you come close together, you share this beautiful thing, you think everything is good, everything's going exactly the way you want, and then they pull back again, this is because of some kind of emotional hurt. So as I'm saying this, I'm realizing this is what fell out here, the Hermit. So when we talk about pulling away, you see this is a person sitting just solitary, thinking. They're thinking, they're planning, they're reflecting. They want to know what their next move is. They don't want to move forward until they know. There's a lot of wisdom in this, so I do think that this person is exercising some wisdom in being cautious, and they're being thoughtful about it. So that's that starfish energy, that slow energy. They're being really thoughtful about it. It might feel too slow for you. It might feel a little bit frustrating. because they're being too thoughtful and too, what is the word that I'm looking for here? They're just contemplating this a little bit too much for your liking, almost like methodical. That's what I'm looking for. They're being very methodical about it, and you probably just want to be like, just go for it, especially because you know the strength of the connection that you feel. You just want to go for it, and they're like dragging their feet, it seems. But I think it's not so much dragging their feet as it is being very thoughtful. So when they do, this is a person, when they make a choice, it's not going to be spur of the moment. It's not going to be something impulsive that they did not put a lot of thought into. This is going to be something that, like, they deliberated over. They spent time figuring this out, and in a way that's positive. Like, it's a little annoying when you're frustrated and you're waiting on somebody, but that way when they make their choice, you know they really thought about this, and they're serious. Like they already weighed all the pros and the cons, and I think they did that, like, really knowing loss. This is it. This right here, this is them weighing the pros and the cons, really looking at all of these choices. And I'm not, like, it doesn't have to be choices between people, but it can be like, should I be in this relationship or should I not? Should I put myself out there again, or should I just stay protected? Should I take that job and move across the country, or should I stay here because I know that, like, there's something here and it's special and important. It's not easy for them. And they've been disappointed in the past. So the next card that came out with the Hermit was the Star. Look how beautiful this card is. Like, the artwork is outrageous, and not only that, but that's kind of like the most special card that you could get at the end of this spread, because we're really looking at new opportunities and just like the sky's the limit, like shoot for the stars type of mentality. So after all of this deliberation, after all of the consideration of the hurt, the loss, and what they had to walk away from, ultimately, this is the attitude. The attitude is the Star. Ultimately, it's like, this is something really beautiful, really, really special, and like, I'm going for it. So I think you've done your fair share of waiting with this person, waiting on them to show you something, you know, to stop just being the life of the party, but actually show you some of that energy and that enthusiasm. And they move real slow, like the starfish. And now we have a little bit more understanding about why they do that, because there's a little bit of hurt, a little bit of disappointment and uncertainty going on here. But to have this Star card come out, which is like the ultimate in hope and renewal and like a new beginning, a new chance. That's the energy that they are going to be leading with once they get this sorted out. Like, give them their time, give them a little bit of time to put some of this hurt and loss behind them, because this is now going to be like a bright spot. Like, your connection with them is going to be a bright spot for them, something that kind of erases, undoes, and eases the hurt that they felt before. Because you really are, you're like that nectar to them, that sweet nectar that they're looking for. But I feel like they don't want to admit that they are. They don't want to say that they want that, because really they would rather just be self-sufficient, just keep their heart protected. but I don't know. I get like the sweetest energy from this person. I think they have the best of intentions. I don't think that they would purposely push someone away that they knew was special to them. They're just scared, ultimately. Just a little bit nervous. I want to jump into like some romance. Like, I'm nosy, okay? I can't deny it. I'm nosy and I want to know a little bit more about the romance between the two of you and how it might unfold. Keeping in mind that it might unfold a little bit slower than you want it to. That doesn't mean anything really, because I don't know how long you've been in this situation. You could have been waiting on this person for a while already, and maybe they're about to make their decision, but there is definitely a sense of you waiting. Chemistry. Yeah, it's undeniable between the two of you, and they know it. They're just slow. It's not that they don't see it. So, like, if you've been wondering, like, am I the only one that thinks that there's something here? You're not. They totally see that. That's what's making it so hard for them. That's why they're finding themselves in the Seven of Cups energy, because they may have decided that they're not going down this road again after the disappointment that they felt. And then there's chemistry. So it's not something that they're going to be able to deny or walk away from. It's going to be something that ultimately they have to explore. Like, especially with that star energy, that card popped out. Open up. Exactly. They're going to open up. And when they open up, you see this door, there was like trees and shrubbery growing over it. It might have been completely covered. It might have been a hard shell of a covering, like this starfish. But once they do, you're totally in like starfish. Did anybody catch that? You're totally in this star energy. I think that's just even more confirmation. This wall here is going to come down. You're totally like, you're in star territory. You're in openness and new opportunities and just beauty and renewal. You're in that territory once those walls come down, once they open up. Wow, you guys. Okay, let's get you a little bit of advice and then wrap up your reading. This is like, it's so sweet. I like this kind of stuff because sometimes romance isn't easy. Sometimes people do have, okay, is it ever easy? But I guess sometimes you meet somebody and you feel like everything just unfolds quickly and perfectly, and it's, oh, I just saw a card pop out. This isn't that, and I think a lot of the time it's not that. Like, there is a little bit of patience required here and some understanding to see why this person is reluctant to explore something that could be like great. And I think you're not really seeing that. Like, why would you hesitate on this? It's great. But it's just because they're hurt. We have this card, New You, coming out, and I think that goes perfectly with the star. This is going to be a new version of them. Really, like I keep saying, renewal is just the word that comes to mind. Just them renewing and just giving something a shot that they haven't wanted to explore. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Sweet like candy. This card came out in the last video that I did in one of the readings. So this is always just like something that's just so perfect and just so juicy and delicious. And I feel like coupled with the hummingbird who's in search of that sweet nectar, like, could we get any more clarity on that? Definitely. They see you as that nectar. They see you as something so sweet like candy, and that's why they're not going to be able to ignore this. They're going to find themselves opening up in that star energy really soon. And then patience came out. So that's a little bit of advice for you. I think we've already touched on that. Just be patient with them, because it'll take a little bit to break down that wall around their heart. But I think once you're in there, it's going to be something really deep, like a really special connection that was totally worth the wait, despite all the frustration that you felt in the waiting, in that term of waiting on them. So they move a little slow, but there's definite chemistry here. They are going to be opening up and finding a new version of themselves that can really, I think they're just everything that you've been hoping for, and you know that, and that's why you've even been as patient as you've been. But hang in there. This is really beautiful. I think this is going to be like a really special romance for you, and it's good to know that what they're hiding from you is really just that they're a sweetheart. Like that's ultimately what this is. They're really tender-hearted, and their heart probably got a little bit bruised, but they're going to heal and get through that. So this was a really good reading. If you enjoyed it, if it resonated on any level, please leave me a comment down below and subscribe so you don't miss my next video. I'm really excited to be putting out these readings for you, and I will see you next time. I love you all. Bye.